Last month, a guy got on a call with me. Pest control operator, 4 trucks, doing about 90,000 a month. He wanted me to build him a marketing automation system to double his lead flow. I asked him one question. What happens when a new customer signs up today? He couldn't answer it cleanly. So I told him no, I would not build him marketing automation. Not yet. And here's why. Because this is the most expensive mistake I see service businesses make. They automate the front of the funnel before they've systematized the back. Then they scale chaos. Let me explain the order of operations because everybody gets it wrong. There are 3 layers to any service business: lead generation, sales, fulfillment. Most owners think the right order to automate is the same order the customer experiences. Leads first, then sales, then delivery. That's exactly backwards. The right order is reverse. Fulfillment first, then sales, then leads. Here's why. When you automate lead generation while your fulfillment is broken, every new lead is a future complaint. You are spending money to acquire customers who will churn faster, leave bad reviews, and tell their neighbors not to use you. You are not growing. You are accelerating your own decline. When you automate sales while your fulfillment is broken, you're making it easier to close people you can't actually serve well. Your sales team gets confident, your delivery team gets crushed, and the gap between what you promise and what you deliver widens. That gap is where refunds live. That gap is where chargebacks live. That gap is where lawsuits live. Fulfillment first. Always fulfillment first. Now, what does fulfillment actually mean in a service business? It's everything that happens between the customer paying and the customer being delighted. Scheduling, confirmation, tech dispatching, job updates, quality control, invoicing, follow-up, asking for reviews, booking the next service. All of that is fulfillment. And in most service businesses I look at, every single one of those steps is held together by one person remembering to do it, usually the owner or the office manager. That's not a system. That's a hostage situation. Here's the test I run for every business I work with. I call it the 3-day vanish test. If the owner and the office manager both disappeared for 3 days, would the next 72 hours of jobs happen correctly? Would customers be confirmed? Would techs know where to go? Would invoices go out? Would anyone get back to the new lead that came in on Tuesday? If the answer is no to any of those, you don't have a fulfillment system. You have a fulfillment habit. Habits don't scale. Systems do. The pest control guy I mentioned earlier, I made him a deal. I'd build him exactly what he wanted, lead gen automation, after we spent 30 days systematizing what happens between sale and delight. He pushed back. He told me he didn't have a fulfillment problem. His customers were happy. So I called 5 of his recent customers. 2 of them said the tech showed up in a different time window than promised. One said they got an invoice for a service they thought was bundled in. One said nobody told them what chemical was being used, and they had a kid with allergies. One said the experience was great, 1 out of 5. That was his actual fulfillment quality. He thought it was 5 out of 5 because nobody had complained loud enough to reach him. Quiet customer dissatisfaction is the most expensive thing in business. Loud complaints you can fix. Quiet drift you can't even see. So we built automated booking confirmation the minute the customer says yes, 24-hour reminder with the technician name and photo, 2-hour heads-up text when the tech is dispatched, on-site arrival notification, after-service summary with exactly what was treated and what chemicals were used, satisfaction check 90 minutes later, review request 24 hours later if satisfaction came back positive, recovery sequence if it came back negative. None of that touched the technician's actual work. The technicians did exactly what they did before, but every customer now felt like they were being handled by a real business instead of a guy with a truck. After 30 days, his cancellation rate dropped from 11% to 3%. His review velocity went from 2 a month to 9. His repeat service rate on quarterly contracts went from 68% to 84%. None of that came from new leads. That all came from doing right by the leads he already had. Then I built him the marketing automation. And here's where the math gets ugly for everybody who does this in the wrong order. His cost per new customer dropped because his reviews and his retention were now lifting his organic ranking. His average customer lifetime value went up because they stayed longer. His sales team closed more because they could point to the experience he now actually delivered. The lead gen automation worked 5 times harder than it would have 6 weeks earlier because the back of the house was solid. Here's the contrarian turn nobody wants to hear. Marketing automation is the most overrated thing in service business right now. Not because it doesn't work. It works. But it's a multiplier. And a multiplier on a broken business multiplies the broken parts faster than the good parts. If your fulfillment is at 60% quality, adding 50% more leads gets you a louder, busier 60% quality business. That's not growth. That's just bigger problems with the same root cause. Solve the root cause first. Get fulfillment to 95% reliable. Then add the multiplier. Now you're compounding the right way. The framework I use is simple. 3 questions before I'll build any marketing automation for a client. 1, does every new customer get the same experience regardless of who's working that day? 2, can you tell me right now what every customer who paid in the last 7 days is currently experiencing without checking anywhere? 3, would a customer who hasn't heard from you in 6 weeks know they're still a customer? If you can answer yes to all 3, you're ready to scale. If you can't, that's the work. And it's not glamorous work. It's not a clever AI agent or a viral funnel. It's checklists and triggers and automated touch points and quality controls. It's boring. It's also the difference between businesses that scale and businesses that crash trying. Build the back first, always. If you want more of this kind of operational logic, subscribe. This is how I think about every business I touch.